USC is going to get even more expensive. Find out what the new cost for students will be. A new report says more than 100 University of California employees were involved in cases of sexual misconduct. We'll have reaction from UCLA. And the election for LA mayor is next week. We'll introduce you to some candidates you've probably never heard of. Annenberg TV News is next.
Live from USC, you're watching Annenberg TV News.
It happened again. USC announced a tuition hike just a few hours ago. Good evening, I'm Kaylee Heck.
And I'm Rachel Ramos. The $2,000 hike means students will now be paying more than $53,000 a year. Last year, tuition increased by 4.1% for the 2016-2017 school year, raising the annual cost to above $50,000 for the first time in USC history. This upcoming school year will see a 3.9% increase, hiking tuition to more than $53,000. USG President-elect Austin Dunn says he's focusing on student fees because he thinks lowering tuition is unlikely to happen.
Obviously, the ultimate goal would be to lower tuition, but kind of through the discussions that we've had and the information presented, that seems a little bit unfeasible at this point in time with how much our university is expanding, both in size and in student population. So definitely something that we're going to continue to work on moving forward. And I think the shift of focus is now moving towards student fees and hoping to see some decrease in that regard.
In a statement, USC Provost Michael Quick said USC has continued to increase our university aid to allow all qualified students to study here, whether they come from low-income or middle-income families. We take seriously our obligation to make this university accessible to all students who have worked hard to get here and who add tremendously to our campus culture. We talked to students about the tuition increase.
It makes me upset in a way, like it's already high enough.
We just totally deserve the raise. We should be paying more money, honestly. This is honestly probably the best school in the world.
It's a little disappointing considering the
A representative from Student Affairs told us when USC raises tuition, they also raise the amount of money put towards financial aid. A U.S. News study put USC as the 10th most expensive private college in the U.S. for the school year.
A new report says more than 100 employees of the University of California system violated sexual violence and harassment policies in a 3-year period. Annenberg Media's Cole Sullivan spoke to students at UCLA today, where some of the faculty named in that report are still in the classroom.
New documents published by the Daily Californian show 113 employees have violated UC's sexual violence and harassment policies system-wide.
That's 113 too many.
25 of those cases happened across town at UCLA.
Wow, I didn't know, so little shock.
In fact, UCLA had among the most reports in the entire UC system.
A lot of the cases were interesting at UCLA because some of them involve professors.
Andrea Platten is one of the reporters who's been working on this story at Berkeley.
Hundreds of pages of documents, hundreds.
She says the cases ranged from harassing emails to inappropriate touching to even sexual assault.
They should be protecting students, they should be teaching them, they shouldn't be, doing something like that.
And here at UCLA, many of the students told me they're shocked and surprised that some of the staff members named in those reports are still at work.
They should not be here anymore. Especially even if they are, professors, they have PhDs, they're doctors.
In every case, we impose discipline that matched the seriousness of the complaint.
A UC spokeswoman says it's important to keep this report in context.
This is 113 cases system-wide over 10 campuses, and we have 250,000 employees.
But at UCLA, students say any type of misconduct on their campus is unacceptable.
These are places of higher learning, so to know that, that's not good.
The UC spokeswoman says they've changed their policies and protocols since these cases occurred. For USC Annenberg Media, I'm Cole Sullivan.
The Associated Press says Donald Trump will sign a new executive order to replace his original travel ban. The new proposal will reportedly drop Iraq from the list of affected countries. It would also no longer ban Syrian immigrants indefinitely. Instead, there will be a 120-day suspension of all new refugees from Syria. The order also would apply broadly and not include exceptions for religious minorities. San Diego has become a home for many refugees. Annenberg Media's Alex Salvi met with a man from Iraq whose family will likely be affected by a new travel ban.
Omar McGreen came to the United States last December through a specialized visa program. After facing threats for working for the United States government, he still fears for the safety of his family members who remain there.
My brother actually right now, he likes to come to here after I explain everything to him. My father and my mother also, they are like come to here, but I think now I don't know how to be the process to get him to there.
Omar says he went through an expedited process after working for the U.S. government during the Iraq War, earning him a visa that allowed him to come to America.
Actually, how I was helping the U.S. people or U.S. company or U.S. Army in my country, working with them, helping them, because I like to help them. I worked with them there.
After a 4-year vetting process, he would now like to continue his work in the United States.
This is be better for me, and I think for governments also it's be better to find quick job for them, and I will be put everything in my shoulder to feed my family and work. I don't like sit at home.
Aram is appreciative of his life in the United States and knows he has an opportunity that many others don't have.
We must show that to the people, like I'm doing an interview now, to the people see that we are not dangerous people. We are a normal family, just we need safe place to live.
For many Iraqis, it is now a waiting game, whether it be the temporary 90 days or for people like Aram, 4 years.
Alex Salvi is here with us now. Alex, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you so much, Alex, for being here. Now, will this executive order be more successful than the last?
You know, I talked to an immigration attorney today, and he said that although the new order doesn't substantively change anything, it'll probably get more support in the sense that those with visas and green cards will now be able to come to the United States where they'll be able to work and to take some jobs.
And how is that family that you met, how are they assimilating into the country?
You know, it was really interesting. They gave me a lot of little input about what they're doing to assimilate in the United States, and a lot of it is watching YouTube videos and American TV and just keeping up with American gossip and celebrities in order to kind of relate to those around them and really get an idea of what the culture is like in the United States.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Alex. California's DREAM Act applications are due tomorrow, and the number of undocumented students applying for financial aid is way down. The American dream is for students too. Thanks to the California DREAM Act, undocumented students can apply for state financial aid. The executive director of the California Student Aid Commission is encouraging students to apply.
We want you to get an education, we want you to be successful, we want you to pursue your career, and we want you to contribute to our economy. And you're welcome here.
But the deadline is tomorrow. So far, there's been a dramatic drop in the number of applications. In 2016, more than 34,000 undocumented students applied for aid. This year, they haven't passed the 28,000 mark. Until now, applications have been increasing by about 10% every year.
We believe that less applicants, the DREAM Act applicants, are applying primarily due to fear and confusion.
That fear comes from having to give out personal information when the federal government is planning deportations. But the Student Aid Commission insists that undocumented California students are protected.
The information they provide for the California DREAM Act will stay here in our state and won't be forwarded on to the federal government for any other purpose.
Michelle Cadena works with the USC mentorship program for high school students. She says students are confused and don't know what their options are.
That many times as a student, you don't know. By knowing that these programs exist, then our students have more opportunities available.
Students can receive up to $12,000 in aid every year. The College Board announced new measures to enhance SAT security around the world. Annenberg Media's international reporter Alicia Wajaja is here with the details.
Thanks, Kaylee and Rachel. The College Board is cracking down on students who cheat on the SAT. One step they're taking is cutting back on the number of international SAT test dates. I spoke with an educational consultant about how the changes will affect his clients.
The biggest issue will definitely be with students that have a lower English level. Students with a lower English level, students that aren't as prepared, aren't as comfortable with English. If your first try is in August and all the deadlines are in December, you have a very limited window.
To crack down on SAT cheating and unfair advantages, SAT tests will only be offered in October, December, March, and May. It will no longer be offered in June. SAT subject tests will be available in October, November, December, May, and June. The College Board plans to provide the names of test prep companies and individuals suspected of stealing and receiving test content to law enforcement. The names of individuals that have attempted to gain an unfair advantage on any College Board test will be reported to high schools and colleges. Cheaters will be prohibited from taking the SAT, SAT subject tests, and advanced placement exams. The College Board will also increase test center audits worldwide. For international seniors in high school, the next SAT exam can be taken in May and then again in October. Kaylee and Rachel, back to you.
Candidates for mayor of Los Angeles will take the stage tonight to debate before week's election. Noticeably missing will be Mayor Eric Garcetti. Annenberg Media's Mark Salinger talked with Garcetti and candidates still hoping to beat him.
Campaign season is in full swing in Los Angeles.
This big ZD for the 213. I'm twice the G of Eric Garcetti. Hope you will please vote for me.
Even if you've probably only heard of one of the candidates.
I always campaign like I'm 20 points behind.
Voters will go to the polls on March 7th to pit the next mayor of Los Angeles. The field is crowded with 11 candidates, everyone from neighborhood council board members and community activists to artists and actors. Incumbent Eric Garcetti is working to win re-election.
I want people to get out and vote. I think a lot of people don't know that there's a campaign on March 7th, but I've been out there talking to voters.
Garcetti will not be attending a mayoral debate tonight. He says that he will only debate candidates polling at least 15%. Still, that's not stopping others from challenging him.
We need to revise how we think of our politics, and that our politics should really be coming from the heart first.
Paul E. Amori is hoping his campaign promise to show love to all people will lead him to City Hall.
Homelessness is my #1 platform issue. We have 30,000 people living on the streets of the city of Los Angeles, 50,000 in the county, and I truly believe that it's only love that's going to get these people off the street.
Yeah, I swear I didn't put that there.
Campaigning in Venice, David Zuma Dog Salzberg hopes that fixing the big problems like homelessness and the little ones will help him win.
You see the sign right here? The firehouse? They're not paying rent for the sidewalk here, and they're blocking the sidewalk from here to walk. Liability.
In a year where political surprises have become the norm, the mayor's race still looks to be Garcetti's to lose. For USC Annenberg Media, I'm Mark Salinger.
Could Facebook Live be the newest resource for suicide prevention? We'll tell you how the social media platform might be able to help.
And California's wet winter could mean the drought is almost over for most of the state. Find out how close we are.
And a special announcement about LA's 116-year-old Angels Flight Railway. We'll bring you the good news.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is
it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
That's low.
Look, he's blushing.
Seriously.
Which planet are we living on? Right here.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Social media platforms are finding new ways to help prevent against suicides and self-harm. Annenberg Media's Giovanni Mujayez is in the newsroom with an update. Giovanni?
That's right. Facebook is offering a new feature that may actually prevent people from harming themselves while streaming live. If someone on a live stream appears troubled, a viewer can send an alert by selecting suicide or self-injury from a drop-down menu. Then they'll both be provided resources, including helplines and an option to connect with other friends. Mental health advocates say even if people want to help, they often don't know what to do.
When they actually see someone going through it, it's an entirely different experience because you might not understand how to help the person, or you might not even understand what it is and understand how on this campus you can even get that person help.
And this is exactly what Facebook hopes to change as they roll out these new features in the coming months. The company said today in a statement that it plans to start with a limited test in the U.S. and work with groups like the Crisis Text Line and the National Eating Disorder Association to better understand how the platform can serve the needs of its users. Rachel, back to you.
USG President-elect Austin Dunn and Vice President-elect Morgan Monahan announced their picks for next year's executive team of officers last night. Former USG Senior Director of Communications Luke Southwell Chan will serve as their Chief of Staff. Former USG Executive Assistant Danielle Munyard will serve as Treasurer. Daniel Zhu will be the Senior Director of Communications. Sarah Kim will be the Senior Director of Programming. And a new position called Chief Diversity Officer will be shared between Ivana Jiang and Cindy Pineda.
Now that sunshine today felt so good, it was almost beach weather, not quite.
Yes, and spring break is around the corner, so let's hope that it stays nice and sunny. Let's toss it to our weather anchor, Madeline Otterly.
Thank you so much, guys. Good evening, everyone. Looks like things are heating up here in downtown Los Angeles. We got some nice sun today. Temperatures are still pretty nice out now, currently looking at 68 degrees. Mostly clear skies, which will continue tomorrow as well. If you're planning to head up to the mountains, Big Bear degree is going to be right around 51. However, we are expecting some wind on the slopes. Down at the coast, nice temperatures in Malibu holding right around 72 degrees, but it could be even windier, as high as 35 miles per hour. So please be extra careful if you're out there in the water. Back at home, temperatures are staying high tomorrow. We can expect right around 79 degrees. Nice and warm. And we've got sunshine coming up for our week ahead. Temperatures are going to cool down as the week progresses. Sunday we have a slight chance of rain, but don't worry, that sun is going to come back next week. While we've got clear skies for now, rain and snow from earlier this year have been helping us get out of the droughts. A survey of the Sierra Nevada snowpack released today shows that the water content of the snow is higher than average.
Coming into this year, I don't think anyone was predicting what we've seen in January and February. And it's a remarkable change to have such flows like this after a 5-year drought. It's a sign that things can change 1 year to the next and 1 month to the next.
This winter has been California's wettest in the last 20 years. And because of it, the Federal Drought Monitor shows most of California is out of the 5-year drought. This snow in the Sierra Nevadas provides about a third of California's water supply. So I guess that means things are looking good for us in LA.
Hopefully. Thanks so much, Madeline. Angels Flight, the historic 2-car cable railway in downtown LA, will reopen by Labor Day. It closed down in 2013 after one of the cars derailed.
The historic Angels Flight Railway will be reopening for service in Los Angeles. And you can join me in climbing aboard this Labor Day. The California Public Utilities Commission has certified a plan that will operate Angels Flight by the highest standards for safety.
This 116-year-old treasure recently got its second win. It's featured in the film La La Land, which won 6 Academy Awards. Now, baseball fans on campus today got a great surprise.
Yes, and Annenberg lobby was flooded with fans. Let's toss it to our sports anchor, Julia Adams.
Thanks, Kaylee and Rachel. Coming up next, hear which former professional baseball star visited USC's campus today. And hear from a USC men's baseball player about how the team is preparing for the Dodger Stadium College Baseball Classic this weekend. Later, find out how the USC men's basketball team plans to win their final 2 games of conference play. USC Sports are next.
If you store your guns properly, I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
Please, do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard!
No. Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why stab me with it? No.
They want to help, but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to ATVN. Baseball legend and Fox Sports analyst Alex Rodriguez visited USC Annenberg School for Communication and Journalism this afternoon for a conversation with director Willow Bay. Dozens of students and faculty came out to hear the three-time AL MVP talk about his 22-year playing career and what lies ahead. Annenberg Media's Connor McGlynn sat down with Rodriguez to talk about his new role as a mentor in the Yankee organization.
I'm very flattered and humbled that Hal Steinbrenner has me as one of his advisors, and the fact that I have an opportunity to mentor some of our great young players is something that I'm very happy about and I take extremely seriously. And you know, for me, playing almost 23 years, Connor, I feel like I'm in a very unique position to be able to go back and talk to our players about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and really talk to them about that arc. And hopefully they can learn from some of my great mistakes, but also they can learn about some of the great things that I've done in the game.
For more on our exclusive one-on-one with A-Rod, check out uscannenbergmedia.com. The USC men's baseball team is set to play in the Dodgertown Classic this weekend. Sports correspondent Angel Vizcarra caught up with outfielder Lars Nootbaar to discuss the season thus far and what lies ahead for the team.
Thanks, Julia. Well, I'm here at Dado Field, joined by hot-hitting USC outfielder Lars Nootbaar, whose strong performances at the plate so far have been one of the many reasons that the Trojans have gotten off to the 6-2 start they have. Lars, how are things going down here at Dado? How's the team feeling through 8 games?
You know, through 8 games, we're 6-2, like you said, and you know, we're feeling pretty good. You know, 8-0 obviously would have been the goal, but we'll take 6-2. A split over in North Carolina wasn't bad, wasn't great. So I mean, you know, team camaraderie's at an all-time high right now, so we're pretty excited.
And through these first 8 games, it really feels like you guys are doing a great job of getting the ball on the bat. You're first in the conference in home runs early on, second in runs scored. Really, what do you attribute the success at the dish to?
I mean, a lot of it has to go, you know, to our mental approach to the plate, and you know, our physical and mental approach goes to our coaches. You know, Matt Curtis and Gabe Alvarez. They've really been helping us out at the plate. You know, spending their time in the cages, and whenever we need help, you know, we can ask them any questions we do. And so, yeah, you know, our coaches definitely have been helping us out a lot this year.
All right, and you're an El Segundo native. I've got to ask, do you bleed Dodger blue or are you an Angel guy?
I bleed Dodger blue, that's for sure, yeah.
All right, so you must be excited about the Dodgertown Classic this weekend.
Yeah, I'm very excited about Dodgertown Classic. Last year being able to play in that was a dream come true for me, so can't wait for that to happen again.
And you're going to play some big-time matchups, starting off with San Diego, Michigan, then wrapping it up with UCLA on Sunday. Any of those matchups really stand out to you? You excited about?
I mean, UCLA every year. UCLA at Dodger Stadium. You know, last year we had a grinder. I think went to 13 innings, and unfortunately we came out on the short end. But this year we're excited for some comebacks. So, you know, Sunday's going to be a fun one.
Awesome. Well, we'll be looking forward to it. That's all the time we have here at Dado with Lars. We send it back to you, the studio now.
Thanks, Angel. Now from the diamond to the court, the USC men's basketball team is approaching its final games of the regular season this week against Washington State tonight and Washington on Saturday. USC has lost 4 consecutive games for the first time this season. However, the Trojans did crush both the Cougars and the Huskies earlier this year.
Getting in the gym, we're going hard, we're focusing on the game plan, and we just got to go out there and execute. We're not worried about Vegas right now. We're just going to take it game by game. We just focus on Washington State.
At 21-8 overall and 8-8 in the Pac-12, the Trojans remain on track to end up on the right side of the NCAA tournament bubble, as long as they start winning again. The NFL Combine kicks off today. 8 Trojans have joined the roster of 330 potential NFL players suiting up to impress NFL teams, and some of them are taking to social media to profile their journeys at the Combine. After announcing he was entering that draft on his Twitter account, wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster has avidly posted Instagrams of him training. After arriving to Indianapolis yesterday, he posted this photo captioned, "Been a long road and put a lot into this. The time is now. Thank you to everyone who supported me to this point." Another USC player who left early, Adoree Jackson, tweeted this message to his followers in advance of the combine, saying, "Some people will never support you because they're afraid of what you might become." Offensive tackle Zach Banner was also active on Twitter, quote, tweeting a post from the NFL with the caption, "Opportunity of a lifetime. Let's get it." The combine runs until Monday, so be sure to keep up with these Trojan social media accounts for updates. Kaylee and Rachel, back to you guys.
Thanks, Julia. LEGO is introducing a new toy set to launch later this year.
Find out which famous figures the new toys are honoring.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Christians in the USC community gathered at Tommy Trojan to celebrate Ash Wednesday, the religious holiday that marks the beginning of the Lenten season. Today, students and faculty participated in an annual Ash Wednesday service in the center of campus. People lined up as two priests rubbed ash in the shape of a cross on their foreheads.
3, 2, 1, blast off. LEGO is launching the addition of a new toy set that honors women in NASA. The new set celebrates 5 notable female NASA pioneers and aims to teach children about women's contributions to science and technology. One of the characters is mathematician Katherine Johnson, whose story was told in the recent film Hidden Figures. LEGO says the set will be released late this year or early in 2018. You know, I used to play with Legos myself when I was a child, and I wish that those existed because those are really cool.
You and me both. Thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Kaylee Heck.
And I'm Rachel Ramos. You can catch us on the web at uscannenbergmedia.com. Good night.